Well, good morning and welcome to the Lara Cricket Academy, where we have the action here in the West Indies Regional Under 19 Women's Tournament. We just saw the first ball being delivered there. It's Jamaica against the United States of America, and the USA has been in the news this week with Shivnarine Chanderpaul, the former West Indies middle order batsman and legend, taking over the role as their head coach. And this time, she's bowled him. She's bowled. Second delivery just outside the off stump, coming back, and the United States have struck. Jamaica loses their first wicket.
Yeah, Tasha Gay Gordon is the first wicket to go here, and she is disconsolate as she heads out, and the non-striker, the batter with her out there, Mackenzie is consoling her as she goes out. Bold second delivery, and the USA have started very well here. This USA team are not going to be pushovers in this competition. It's the first time they are competing in this competition, Vinod, and I think that they certainly will be a force to be reckoned with. They defeated the Windward Islands in a four-match tournament 3-1 earlier this year, and they certainly will be tough. And they have started well here with the bowling of Sigida Paul. No, that's Gordon. TG Gordon. What number? She is, Gordon is number 9. Two ball in you over, right? Yeah. New batsman is Lena Scott. Right, number 30. Score from start. City score and good start. I know City in here, you know they say good start.
That delivery outside the off stump, allowed to go by. So early success here for the United States. They would have been buoyed by the fact that Shivnarine Chanderpaul is with them, and he has promised to impart all of his 20-year international experience onto them. Beating that delivery, moving away from the left-hander. And we saw earlier on when Gordon was on strike, the right-hander, the delivery at Castlehurst came back sharply. So she's moving the ball away from the left-handers and into the right.
Signa Paul, an all-rounder for the USA. She has started very well here. She started her career at only 10, and she had actually gone to a warm-up game before the World Cup with appearance, and that's where her inspiration to play cricket. And Asif Mujtaba is one of those who would have coached her, the former Pakistan player, who's also head coach of the USA Women's Under-19 team.
Again, beaten outside the off stump, moving away. So very impressive start indeed. 1 for none at the end of 1.
I said you have to do with them, they updating it, you know. I've noticed the only group they show you.
You can take over.
I can't take over, they're still updating this team and thing here. The players who play.
You want to communicate here.
And I communicating with.
Answer.
Nice lifting delivery to start off the second over here. This is Giovanna Aras. And Giovanna Aras taking the attack up from the southern end of the ground. And the USA starting well. No run scored off the first over. Aras, who's played for the Ice Drive Daredevils. Left-hand bat and right-arm pacer. Plays for the Eagles in the Seattle Youth Cricket League. Good delivery, but a no ball. First extra of the innings here. A signal by the umpire. And just straying over the front of the crease there. And it is going to be a free hit. Aras just questioning and making sure she's got it right. Having a bit of a conversation with Badri Raju, who is away to her left at the moment. Badri Raju there just having a conversation with her. She's fielding at that mid-off position. Slip in place here for the USA as they've started off this game well. West Indies Women's Under-19 Rising Stars Tournament. Here's the free hit. It's a good delivery. Well, she was appealing. She forgot it was a free hit for a moment. And this is the start of the West Indies Women's Rising Stars Tournament. It is a tournament that is, it does have a lot in terms of for the players all the way through this competition, especially for the West Indies players. There's a proposed international under-19 series in the USA coming up, and there are places up for grabs. Down the leg side this time from Aras. It's been an untidy start from Vinod. A wide, and before that a no ball.
Yeah, she just needs to settle down. Nerves could account for that. But a lovely first over we saw. So she just needs to stay within her game, keep it basic, keep it simple. She seems to be having problems with her run-up.
New venue, remember, none of these teams have had the opportunity to play at this ground before. The USA traveled to Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday with their new coach, Shivnarayan Chandapal. So just one run. Well, it's a wide, so that's going to be two added to the score. So after that very good first over by Paul, Aras has lost the plot a little bit here, but it could be an attack of the nerves, as Vinod has said. So this is going to be Scott now, the left-hander, to face up. Jamaica coming into this tournament with at least three of their players who would have played in the 2019 tournament here in Trinidad, which Trinidad would have won, defeating Windward Islands in the finals. Jonelle Diaz, who is the captain, along with Kate and Cade Wilmot. They have returned for this one. Another wide this time. That was very, very wide off the crease here. And she's struggling really with her run-up. There are several inconsistencies you're seeing in her run-up here. And she will have to sort this out. This is where the captain has to come into play. Gitika Kodali, the skipper, and vice-captain Anika Kolan, who is the wicket-keeper today. Yeah, flighted delivery and just played back down the track. That's a lot better here from Aras. And starting to settle to a task here. Several of these these players from the USA of Indian extract, as you would tell from their names. And more than half of the side has already played international T20 cricket for the USA. Straight out to that short mid-wicket position. There's no run. One of the eccentric things, or rather the characteristics of women's cricket, is that unlike the men's under-19 tournament, where you tend to see very few players who have played at national, regional, or international level, at the women's level, more than half of this USA side have already played international cricket.
Oh, that's excellent. And that's a much better delivery there, Vidya. She seems to have a lot of potential, Aras. I'm looking at her running in, and I'm impressed. She seems to have sorted out her little niggles with the run-up. I was very impressed with Paul in that first over as well.
Yeah, very accurate, in fact, for these opening bowlers.
Oh, edged and down to third man. That should run away into the boundary for 4.
First boundary of the innings here for Jamaica. And despite the loss of Gordon early here, they're now starting to get on their way. They're looking a bit tentative as they started out here, but I think that 4 is going to really raise the confidence of these young batsmen. Scott off the mark here on 4.
Yeah, so at the end of 2, 9 for 1. The USA keeping it in check at the moment. And it's going to be Paul to continue. And if you can just look at her approach to the crease, look at her run-up, very smooth indeed. She was on the money from ball 1. United States girls really looking to make an impression here in this tournament. And what you see happening with the United States ladies, a lot of American young ladies, and when I say American, not those who would have their forefathers or even their parents would have left the West Indies or India or Pakistan and settled in America. Now, these young ladies would have all been born there, but even the locals, and when I say local video, the Caucasians, they are also taking to the cricket quicker. The women are taking to the cricket quicker than the men. Lovely stop there at straightish mid-on. It is mid-off, sorry. The lovely stop. So they're on that game. They look very positive this morning.
Yeah, Gonzalez there. Sai Gonzalez diving across and making the stop. And standard of fielding has been good so far. Talked about the cricket in the USA. What you have seen is that they have been investing money and resources into women's cricket. When you think that before Chanderpaul, Asif Mujtaba, who you would well know from a Pakistan international career, he would have coached this team before. So they are investing some good coaches, international level, into these teams. First blemish there for Paul.
Yeah, Paul looking to go full and wide, and it continued to move away from the left-hander. Yeah, they've made investments. They're serious about getting the right people involved in their cricket after all the worries. And it continues to have a lot of problems. The administration of United States cricket, every day you see some other issue. Up till yesterday, I was seeing another issue propping up with a director. But somehow, they're still trying to move forward. And the ladies are really the bright spot in the setup.
Mid-off has been moved back to long off. Just to update you on the field positioning. Yeah, it certainly is a work in progress, isn't it? But when you think that American sports, women's sports in the United States has been dominant in so many other sports, the USA women's team, the 2-time defending World Cup football champions, the USA basketball team, how many gold medals have they won in a row at the Olympics?
It's a very good delivery this time. So Paul, after that wide, she has settled back in nicely. And I'm looking at Mackenzie. I'm looking at the stand that Mackenzie has adopted, similar to Chris Gayle. Look at this video.
Yes, looking at the front foot, and all that's missing is the dreadlocks right now. She can reproduce any of the form of Mr. Gayle. Be interesting.
Down the leg side, signal wide. I think Paul should probably look at going over the wicket and pushing it across her. But she has the ability to move the ball away from the left-hander. So even at that angle, she could get it to straighten. She could get it to move away. First slip is very wide. So I think you can call it a second slip. Driving and missing.
Yeah, just in that second slip position there. Gully in place, point, the short extra cover. There's a cover point and a mid long off in place. There's also a mid on and the skipper and mid wicket and a square leg here for Paul in her second over here. She was taking some deep breaths just a few seconds ago. Wonder if it's the heat that's affecting her.
So it's 7 for 1 at the moment. And this one is straighter, but again, the natural angle would have taken it down the leg side. That's a leg by. And the score now moves on to 8-1. Jamaica batting first here against the United States, and that's the end of over number 3. Time you on this chat?
Yeah.
So let's stay on this one. Jason, let's say you could take over if you have the information. We switching at all or we ain't switching? New over there from Aras. 5 coming in the first over. Not bad. It's just T20 cricket. Jamaicans in their black and yellow, very bright yellow. And they're sponsored by Stonehill. So good morning to CB Sheikh over there in England. It's the owner of Stonehill Sports. Edged and caught! It was wide. She flared the bat at that one. And Mackenzie goes without scoring. The United States, they've struck again. Jamaica 8-2.
A good catch there by Disha Dhingra at the second slip position. It came to her very fast, but she was down waiting there for the ball. And suddenly she had to readjust from that fingers down position to that fingers up position. She did so very well. And there was not even a hint of a rebound there. She took that well, and that is the end of Mackenzie. So 2 wickets down here for Jamaica. I was saying that the USA are capable of providing some surprises in this tournament, and they have started well. Can they now carry on with their good work to go on to win this game? They certainly have put the Jamaicans under pressure. Now we're seeing Scott coming out. We had, well, earlier it was... yes, Scott is in at 4. It's Gordon who came in at 3. So Brianna Gordon replacing Gabrielle Gordon, just to correct that. Tashge Gordon at the start. And so it is Scott who's now come in. Dhingra is the catcher.
So Jamaica 8-2 in early problems here. Shiv Chanapur will be happy with what he's seeing at the moment. A number of these young ladies, they'll be vying to catch the eyes of team owners to play at the US Open. We host the ladies version of the US Open from December the 15th at the Central Broad Regional Park. Of course, the male version, the US Open, the 14th edition, takes place from December the 5th to the 13th. Other than all the male stars show up, but this time there's an opportunity for the females as well. Driving. What is good here, Vidya, is the length.
Yeah, just about that uncomfortable position where you're not sure if to go back or front. Well, Scott has decided to play at it early here, and there might be some profit for her if she is able to get onto this. No fielder outside of the 30-meter circle at the moment, so if she gets that over in that direction, it's going to be 4.
Outside the off stump again. That's a wide signal by the umpire. So Aras, she'll have a tail up, having taken a wicket just a couple balls ago. So they're using the strip on the western end of this ground. I can tell you that strip has had no cricket since the Regional 4-day tournament. And there was the Dream 11 tournament here recently, and that strip was not used. We have, of course, 8 strips out there. And the ground authorities here used the one to the east for the Dream 11. Excuse me.
Wide here by Aris, and Aris is getting the ball to just move slightly away, late, away from the batsman, from the batter. But what she needs to do here is to get this one started a bit straighter, because she's getting that late movement, and that will certainly be testing the outside edge of Scott's bat here. And with that second slip in place, she could be looking at trying to prize out another wicket here. Yeah, a bit fuller delivery this time, and batted away by Scott. But when you see Jamaica produce so many wonderful cricketers over the years, this is only the second tournament in a row at under 19 level Jamaica participated in. They were here in 2019.
Club it away, down through mid-on. It's going to go into the boundary for 4. That's the first boundary. Over pitch delivery, second boundary. Yes, the first one went.
You can see the movement that she's getting. That last one didn't move a lot. It was very, very full from her. And Scott, who's shown that she is not going to hold back. She's going to hit everything that's coming along here and put that through the long on position for 4 runs.
Yeah, and being full, of course, there was no time to get the swing into effect. So it's going to be Paul to continue. 14 for 2. Scott will feel good about that last shot. Powerfully built there, Scott. And she showed that. That race to the boundary for 4. It seems to have had an event here recently with there after the T10. There are 2 patches on the outfield. I don't think the fet took place here. There is one, if you look, just behind point, and one at a wide-ish mid-on. It's not looking too pretty this morning. Normally this ground is pristine.
That one didn't carry. Edge there, just ballooned away on the offside, but not close enough to the player coming in, Badri Raju, who is there at that position in the gully. Another good delivery here from Paul, who's in her 3rd over. So it looks like they might be looking to bowl her out here. She was taking in some air earlier, gasping for breath a little bit, but she seems to have recovered now. And Jamaica produced so many fine players over the years. We talked about the fact that Jamaica participated in the 2019 tournament here in Trinidad. Didn't get into the semi-finals, but it was the first time in 10 years that Jamaica had actually competed in the under-19 tournament. And that Jamaica team, Vinod, the last time before 2019 that Jamaica would have competed would have been back in 2010. And that's when Jamaica won this tournament, the under-19 tournament. But in that intervening 10-year period, Jamaica did not field any teams in this tournament, which was one of the interesting things. So very much a renewed interest, a renewed thrust in Jamaica cricket to get these under-19 cricketers out there.
And that's excellent indeed for the administration across there in Jamaica. The women's cricket is now taking its rightful place on the international scene, and everyone wants to get involved. So it's really great. Trinidad and Tobago has had a rich tradition of taking part and doing well in women's cricket. Barbados as well. Barbados are heading to the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, they certainly are, and that's after winning the 2019 T20 Blaze. 18 for 2 at the end of the over. So that is 5 overs gone now. So that means that it's a very slow start here for Jamaica. Lost 2 wickets inside the first 5 overs. And the USA team, they have scored some. They got some big runs when they played against the Windward Islands. They scored over 100 runs several times in that format series, where they defeated the Windwards by 3 matches to 1. And looks like there will be a bowling change here at the southern end. And Vagela, Ishani Vagela, is going to be bowling from that end. And she's going to take up the attack, replacing Aras.
Aras got a wicket in the last over. Well, the plan is probably to bowl her 2 at the top and keep her back for another. Paul, on the other hand, has bowled her 3, and she has been absolutely impressive. 2 maidens there, 1 for 2. Vakila is going to take up the attack now from the southern end.
She's getting a hint of movement also here, Vagila.
You look outside now, and it has gotten cloudy. We know that there is a delay with the other match that's taking place in Diego Martin at the moment. That hasn't gotten off as yet, but there is rain up there. Good delivery right on spot. So Vagila has already hit the spot, so to speak. But down here at the Brown Lara Cricket Academy, it's getting a bit gloomy. One hopes that the clouds can break up and go down to the west, which normally, with the Gulf of Paria being very close here, it breaks up and goes into the sea. One is hoping for that. Oh, that's a good delivery. Well. I'd like to see the replay on that. I thought that was a good delivery. It moved after it passed the batsman.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Well.
For the guidance of the official, and he chose on the side of the batsman.
Struck straight down the ground. This could go into the boundary. It's slowing up now. The 2 fielders converge, and they're going to come back for 2. Scott is struggling a bit. I don't know if she's carrying an injury.
Yeah, Scott not looking as smooth as she would have wanted as she ran down there. Vakila, who's bowling from played international cricket. So possibly pad on to bat, but it runs all the same. She's up to 6, Scott, and the other player out there, that's Gordon, she's on to 4.
So the Jamaica women's under 19, they're 21 for 2. This is just 2 deliveries in the power play now. And Paul, in fact, that's the end of the power play. And Paul is going to start over number 7. Right on spot.
Yeah, Paul bowling her fourth over here, and the power play yielding 21 runs for Jamaica, 2 wickets the USA taking. So fairly even start here to this game. The USA have taken the 2 wickets, but they've given up a few boundaries here. 3 boundaries already scored in this match.
Rouse with her second delivery in this over. She has been, Paul, she has been very, very impressive indeed.
Yeah, she's bowled 20 deliveries and only conceded 2 runs and taken a wicket. So that's great stuff here from Paul.
This might be some sort of a record. We will have to check on that. This could be some sort of a record as the most economical spell in the women's under 19. Her third run comes off her bowling now down to mid-on. So she's bowled 3.3. 2 maidens, 1 for 3.
Really good bowling here from Paul, and she started off here. And Paul, yeah, it's a good start here for the USA. This is going to be a very close battle. Going back to that series the USA played against the Windward Islands, they won the first game, lost the second to the Windward Islands, then showed some great character to come back and squeeze out a win in the third game. But the fourth game was really interesting because after very close matches in the top 3, they got a 9-wicket victory in that fourth game. So real show of character there for the USA and a historic win for them.
It's an excellent delivery. Yorker length that went in between Scott and the stumps and through to the wicketkeeper. Well. I think Paul is someone that has so much potential here. You're seeing it video. And once the authorities there, Chief Chandler Paul and the management continues to work with her, I think they have some talent here to play with. Look at her. Very smooth approach. And the commentators curse. She goes down the leg side.
Yeah, just swung a bit too much. She's getting that ball to move into the right-hander, and they are using the conditions well. As you can see, the fielders from their T-shirts, you're just seeing how much wind is actually on offer. Now remember, these bowlers, they're young bowlers, they're not at express pace. So they're at that pace where, as the ball travels along that 20-yard route, it just about starts to move in the air at that point.
This is a swing and a miss. That would have passed Scott on the full. And Scott just losing her shape. So 1 delivery to go. And this is really impressive by Paul.
Yeah, she looks like she likes playing onto the leg side here, Scott. And as a result, keeping it outside the off-stump, very good policy here from Paul. And 2 very good deliveries that almost got the wicket.
2 straight. Can't get a run. Excellent spell there by Paul. Her 4 overs going for just 4 runs, in which she bowled 2 maidens and also took a wicket for good measure. And what we've seen here is that the Jamaican girls are really being tested because Paul is moving the ball into the right-handers. Vagila is moving it away. And as well as what Aras moved it away as well. So a lot of swing on off. As Vidya Ramphal was saying early on, the pace of these girls, the ball is going to hang in the air. The wind is very strong here at the Lara Cricket Academy, and that is going to help them a lot.
Yeah, it certainly is. As the ball starts to decelerate, I mean, after the initial thrust that as it's released from the hand, it starts to decelerate as it passes through the air, and just about that 16 to 20 yard mark, that's when as it starts to decelerate, that's where the wind is going to take it and start to push it away in the direction. Now here at the Lara Cricket Academy, as you're looking, the wind is from, well, you're not seeing it there, but where the batsman is, it's going to come into the left-hander here. So that's what you're going to look out for. And let's see if Vagila can use that to her advantage. She's already had the opportunity to play international cricket, as we mentioned. She played also in the 2021 Women's Cricket World Cup qualifier in Zimbabwe.
And that's a good idea.
Aborted, yeah.
Good idea by Vagila. They're looking to push it across the left-hander and let the elements do the rest. It's going to straighten, and that could create problems.
Yeah, especially that late movement. And she's bowling at a fairly good clip for an under-19 bowler. Not the tallest of young ladies.
Very aggressive approach to the crease. But she has to be careful. That one was a bit too straight. And with the wind taking it and the swing taking it down leg side, could be easy pickings. But good field placement here at the moment. There is a long leg in position for deliveries that are too straight. That is worked away by Gordon. Scott on the other side. Remember, Scott is a right-hander. And Scott is trying to hit everything on the onside. So the Jamaicans struggling here at the moment. An appeal. I thought she probably got bat onto that.
Yes, a good start here for the USA, continuing to build on that good power play. 21 for 2 in the first 6 overs. And what a treat this is for these youngsters. Yes, they've had a former international, Asif Mujtaba, last year. Now a genuine legend of world cricket.
Just overslip. It's going to run away down to third man. It should pull up now. And they come back for 2. Scott is not going to give Usain Bolt any challenges pretty soon. So I think Gordon has that in mind as well. But they take 2. All credit to Scott for going back there for 2. The score is now 25 for 2.
Yeah, that one just flying over the head of Dhingra, who took that really good catch a few overs ago and that second slip position.
And there you can see the ball tailing back in. The line was good. I'm impressed, Vidya. I'm impressed with the 3 seamers I've seen on show this morning.
Yeah, they certainly have been very good so far. They have some spin options also, which we might see a little bit of later on.
Again, normally, that had it continued with the line it was delivered, that would have been a wide. But it straightened and came back and to maintain its legality. And at the end of the over, at the end of 8, the Jamaica under 19s are 25 for 2. And that's a run rate of just 3.13. Reminds me so much of when Vidya Ramphal opened the batting for St. John's Trees Avocat.
Don't think that's on record anywhere, and it's not on YouTube, thankfully. 25 for 2 after 8 overs. So the USA looking to keep Jamaica down. At the current rate, they should keep Jamaica down to in the region of between 60 and 70. And they have chased down bigger totals already, this under-19 team, in the Caribbean. So Jamaica will have to come up with something special in the last 12 overs here. And I think that Scott is the one who's going to have to do it. She's shown that potential for big hitting. But it's a real challenge for her now.
Good old Scotty. He's looking to go through the onside there again.
Yeah.
There's protection on the boundary though. There's a deep mid wicket, and that's in place. Also long on is back.
She has made her intentions clear, but that's why they keep it. They've kept it outside the off stump here, and she's had great difficulty with this.
What a delivery that leads to, is it a catch? Yes. The umpire is raising her finger belatedly, and they've struck again. So Scott at slip. So I think Shiv Chanapal will be very happy at the moment. The Jamaicans, they're tottering at 25 for 3. And was it Dhingra who took that catch?
Dhingra, yes, she took that catch. That's another good catch. She seems to be the specialist player out there for the USA in the slip region. Took it very well indeed. Made it look very easy. Gitika Kodali is the captain of the USA team. She has taken the wicket from North Carolina, I understand. North California, correction.
Your mind seems to be in North Carolina,
For
Vidya.
some reason, yeah. Started training at age 15 at the Cricket Zeal Academy in California, and also represented the Cricket Zeal Academy, and has played for the USA at international T20 level already. Geetika Kodali.
Again, a good line. Good line by Kodani.
Yeah, Wilmot is the new batsman and batter. Cade, this would be, I believe this would be Kate Wilmot. There are two Wilmots playing, Cade and Kate. So this would be Kate who's in. So a good start here by Kate Wilmot. Her sister Cade is also in the team today. Well, that's a great stop. Wonderful stop. They still get the run, but that is a fine stop there on the edge of the 30-meter circle. And nice diving bit of work there in that cover position. So the USA have been backed up well by their fielders. The catching has been good. The fielding has been excellent. Impressive start here from the USA. But Jamaica hanging tough at the moment. 26 for 3. Gordon, McKenzie, and Scott are the batters to go here. And Kodali just ringing the changes at the moment. She's pushing a fielder into the mid-wicket position now. And slip in place. Dingra is there. There's also a gully. There is also a point in place and a cover point. Over comes to an end. At the end of it, it is 26 for 3. 1 wicket and a run in that over. So a good start here from the USA skipper, as the USA tightening their grip on the game at the moment. 1 for 1 at the end of her first over. So 9 overs in the books. Fagila has bowled 2. Aras has bowled 2. Paul has bowled out her 4 overs on the trot, and Kodali just having the 1. So it's going to be Fagila to start once again here. And she is still getting that late swing. Now, new batsman Kate Wilmot looks very organized in terms of her technique. Jamaica seems what they've done here, they've put the big hitters up in front, and the instructions have been to go after the bowling. That hasn't quite worked out for them, and now they've sent in more of an orthodox batsman in Wilmot. Yeah, it's very organized in terms of her technique, but she still has 10.5 overs still to go here. And Jamaica 26 for 3. They're going along at a scoring rate which has dipped under 3 at the moment. They'll need to get that up here if they are to get anywhere in the region of 100. Ball gone all the way through. And that is the 4th wicket down for Jamaica. And Fagila has struck once again. And to prosper here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. 26 now for 4. And that is the end of Wilmot, who's gone. So Vakila's third over started well, and she has taken a wicket here with second ball of her third over. And this is the CWI Women's Under-19 Rising Stars T20 Championships, match number 2 here at the Lara Cricket Academy. Jamaica versus the USA. Well, later on, the match will be between Trinidad and Tobago and the Leeward Islands. They will clash later on here at the Lara Cricket Academy. So far, it hasn't been an altogether great start here for Jamaica. The batters to go: Gordon without scoring, Mackenzie without scoring, Scott for 6, Wilmot for 1. Gordon, who came in at number 3, is still out there on 7. It's been tough going for her. 7 of 19 deliveries. And the new batter is Ebanks. Ebanks has come in, Juden Ebanks. And Wilmot, who went there, she and her sister Kate, as well as Junelle J as the captain of Jamaica. They would have played in that 2019 tournament here in Trinidad and Tobago. But they have met up with a determined USA side here, who started well. Still a slip in place. Backward point, cover point, extra cover, and a mid-off. Umpire just holding back for Gila. Also a fine leg in place. Mid-on and a mid-wicket here for Fagila. And the skipper is at the square leg position. Not a lot of footwork there. Just past the edge here. A nervy start here by Ebanks. This tournament for the local players, at least the 6 traditional territorial boards here in the West Indies. There are opportunities for these girls to move on to bigger things. Late swing once again. Playing across and back, but couldn't catch up with that. A bit marginal in terms of whether that would have been called a wide. West Indies players will be assembled for a proposed international under-19 series in the USA in Lauderhill, Florida. That's in early August. Fuller delivery. This time it's squeezed away. We'll get 1 this time. It's the opportunity for these West Indian ladies from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Barbados, Leewards, and the Windwards to get places on that team. As well as for the USA players, they will be hoping to retain their places on the USA team for that series against the West Indies. Oh, that's not far away from the bowler. Didn't keep it down at all there, Gordon. And she has survived, though. The overs come to an end. We're at the halfway point here, and the USA under-19 women's team have kept Jamaica down to 27 for 4 at the end of 10 overs. So Kodali is going to continue here for the USA. The skipper starting off with the 1 over. She took a wicket, just conceded the 1 run. And the USA, they have a lot in the tank in terms of their seamers. They also have Lisa Ramjet still to come in. And she might be introduced a little bit later on. That one's a rising delivery. Dealt with very well by Ebanks, who is not the tallest of batters out there. Kodali easily the tallest player on the field for the Americans, and she is getting a little bit of extra bounce here, which might be a bit disconcerting for the shorter Ebanks. She could be advised maybe to drop in one a little bit short to see how the batter responds to it. Scoring rate for Jamaica continues to plummet here. It's down to 2.61. It was over 3 at one point. So they're slowing down badly here, Jamaica. Wide, that certainly has helped their cause. And that'll bring up the extras tally to 13 here. So almost half of the runs for Jamaica have come from extras. And that's a measure of how much they have struggled here in the early part of this game. That's a good delivery here by Kodali. USA will play Windward Islands tomorrow at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. They have a day break before facing Barbados right here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. They will then face on the 9th the Leeward Islands. They'll run this time, and then they have a 3-day break before facing Guyana at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex. And then their final match on the 13th of July is against Trinidad and Tobago. And based on what we've seen here from this USA team, I don't think anyone will write them off in terms of what they have to offer in this tournament.
Excellent delivery, video. Excellent delivery there. Right up in the block hole, so to speak. And these young seamers have really been impressive here this morning. 28 for 4. And the Jamaicans, not one of the stronger teams in the Caribbean. They would have produced some excellent female cricketers in the past. I mean, Stephanie Taylor being the best of the lot. But still, you go back to McLean and all those who would have come through the system. So it's good to see that the Jamaicans are back out looking to rebuild, but it'll take some while. And as you mentioned early on in the commentary, that some of these USA young cricketers actually played at the senior level as well. So they have this experience, and you can look at the bats that these guys are using, and you can see Stonehill.
Yeah, it certainly is there. Jamaica team, as we would have talked about.
Am I seeing, video, am I seeing Stonehill on your gear as well?
Yes, I'm very well attired here, thanks to them. And Jamaica would have renewed their under-19 program in September 2018, and they would have come across to TNT to play in that 2019 tournament. Of course, COVID-19 didn't do anybody favors, including their attempts to get that team back. But that 2010 Jamaica team would have produced the likes of Chanel Henry, Natasha McLean, Roshana Otar, Alicia Brookal, Nisha Ann Wasom, and Priscilla Wilson. All of those players went on to represent Jamaica at senior level. So this is what these are, perhaps, could very well be some of the Jamaica players we'll see in the next few years representing Jamaica at the regional level and perhaps at West Indies level.
And this is what you want to see. You want to see that structure in place. You want to see the girls coming through. This is a short, wide delivery, and Gordon looking to play that through the onside. She would have been better served looking to go through the off. I know that the offside at this point in time is looking like the Beatham yesterday, highly populated, but she would have been better served looking to tread the offside. So a ring of fielders on the off, and again looking to go through the on. It takes the outside edge, and it's a drop catch. Well, a poor effort there, I dare say.
Yeah, two players going for the ball, and I think the presence of the player just to her posted, and that has gone down. Hope it won't be expensive for the USA team. Oh, and almost pitching twice before it got to the batter. And the first sign of spin here for the USA team. It's turning in, and that's started a bit too straight. It's been turned onto the onside, and they will get two pretty easily. And the throw coming in there by Ayuni, who was fielding on the leg side. Butcher Raju getting some turn here. The Brian Lara Cricket Academy over the years has you have spinners taking wickets here. Seamers also get a ton of wickets here. So it is a venue where both types of bowlers have been able to get wickets.
Yeah, it's a track like that where, you know, once you put in the work, there is reward, and this is what you want to see. You know, you go around world cricket, and this is what you ask for. You know, you want to see players rewarded for good work. Playing this late, it allows a single and chasing problems. Out, run out. Gordon goes as that was pushed away down to a short third man, and she was late to get.
Run out for 8, and Paul was the one who picked it up. A sharp throw into Kolan, and she just picked it up and had the bails off in a flash. And you always knew that there was going to be some problems there for Gordon as they set off for that single. Nice sharp bit of work here by the USA, and they continue to keep Jamaica in problems here. 32 now for 5. We're just a ball away from the end of the 12th over.
So it's going to be Brian who's going to go out there now to take strike. Her number is 0 on her back only, though. Don't think she'll want that to be her score.
Well, it's not a great number. I mean, 00. Robert Parrish, the former Celtics player. Well, I know you don't support that team, do you? He would have.
I'm a little.
I think he was a 00. Yeah.
I'm a little further down west. And you know that video. Is it the La Lakers they call that team? I know I'll catch you with that. So, it's all about the United States. Their cricket is on show this morning, and I dare say they're looking fine. So, Badri Raju could get another wicket here, and that was parried back on the infield. I thought that catch should have been taken.
Yeah, it was. Entirely confident that she could have taken the catch and stayed in the field.
Yeah.
But so she decided to go to save the runs to start with, and she just parried it back on and made the stop.
I think what she should have done there, obviously you were quite right. She was not in a position to really be comfortable in where she was standing and where the rope was. What she should have done is to parry that high in the air to have given her enough time to go back and take the catch. No.
Lisa Ramjet it was who made the stop.
It's going to be Dingra, your favorite fielder. She has the ball in her hands, another seamer. And I'll tell you something about American cricket video. Oh, that's pretty quick. Dingra.
Yeah, she does have some pace, Dingra, right arm medium.
Yeah, she'll give me some sleepless nights, I'll tell you that. That was quick. And in America, though, you're seeing a number of seamers coming through video. And you know my affiliation with American cricket. I'll tell you something. Seam bowling is encouraged in America because basically most of the cricket there is played on AstroTurf. And this is why you're seeing so many seamers. That was a nice last delivery. Yes.
One of the few pieces you'll see wearing glasses, though. Usually we tend to see spinners, Daniel Vittori, wearing glasses. But,
oh, that's an excellent delivery again. I'm impressed here. I'm really, really impressed with these young girls from the United States. They've been sharp as a razor today. And if they continue to play like this, they will be a force in this tournament.
That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, they certainly will be difficult to beat here. They've started well. They can't get carried away. There's still a lot of work to be done here.
Excellent line.
Yeah, she started very well. And we haven't seen anything from Ramjet yet. Ramjet also hits the bat hard, from what I've been told about her bowling. So she's one still to be seen. Of course, Jamaica While it hasn't gone well for them with the bat, they're always a fearful proposition with the ball. We'll see how they deal with that later on.
Another excellent delivery there by Dhingra, the bespectacled Dhingra. And I think at the break I will go and probably borrow those spectacles from her, because she has been taking some magnificent catches. She seems to be seeing well with those there, Vidya. We've been struggling with ours. On many occasions I see you peering above yours, and I'm tired cleaning mines.
Yeah, it's a problem with bifocals. End of the over, 33 for 5 at the end of 13. A maiden over there by Dhingra, and she started off with a maiden and 6 very, very, I'm sure if we were to get the pitch map of that, all of those deliveries in about the same position there.
She was adopting those hard lengths, and that was really impressive.
I'll tell you what's very impressive. I mean, you and I both wear glasses, as everyone in this room. In fact, there's one person who should wear glasses, but we'll not talk about that. But what it's very difficult, because if you don't have a properly fitted pair, especially the way it fits behind your ears, it could go flying every time. I didn't see anything like that at all. Obviously, it's something that has been specially adapted to her cricket. As we see the return here of Badri Raju.
Raju got that last delivery to grip a bit. It came back in. It spun back in. And this is hiked away down to deep mid wicket. I'm looking at Badri Raju, and I'm seeing in her action Anisa.
Yes, that's right.
I'm seeing Anisa Mohammed. So
just about to say that.
Probably that Anisa is the one that she looks up to.
Yeah, you can see it, especially in the gather as she's coming through. Just the way as she starts her run up, you can see the way she tilts her arms and the motion of the body. Very much Anisa Mohammed in there. And why not? Anisa Mohammed, one of the top bowlers in the world.
Definitely, you know, Anisa Mohammed has been excellent. Slow turn, and Brian, who's on 1, is being watchful. He bounces there on 4. I think what Jamaica has to try to do is to bat out the 20 overs. On the edge again, that one just gripping a bit.
Well, taken by the keeper, though, but that's always very difficult for the keepers. And took that well. Badri Raju just very slow through the air. So you have to manufacture all of the pace if you're the batter here. That's made it very difficult for these young batters here for Jamaica. I like Brian. She has a nice little flourish a la Steve Smith there after she plays every ball.
She's looking up at the scoreboard, just assessing the situation. So just needs to look to get the single, just to get off strike. Ooh, that was a big swing and a miss. And the keeper was sharp.
Yeah, she's been very good. Very tidy, Anika Kolan behind the stumps here. The 14th over comes to an end, 34 for 5. And just to give you an idea how this game has been going in the last 3 overs, the end of the 12th over, Jamaica were 33 for 5. They've only added 1 run, basically, since then, in the last 12 deliveries. So the USA have slowed down the scoring rate to a trickle now, and the scoring rate, which was 3.17 at one time, has now dropped to 2.43. Jamaica are absolutely struggling right now.
Dhingra, remember, started with a maiden. This one is pitched up. So Dhingra has gone 7 deliveries now without conceding a run. Remember that impressive pace of Paul this morning had 1 for 4 in her 4 overs. So they've been impressive here, the United States. Shorter delivery by Dhingra. good pace.
Good pace. That was too good there for Ebanks, who was trying to play that off the back foot. And she is grouping these deliveries so well just outside the off stump, trying to hit the top of off stump here, Dingra.
Yeah, she's actually bending her back. Again, getting that outswinger going.
Tell you what, Chandapur was only appointed on Sunday, but I think he must be very impressed with what the crop of bowlers that he's had already.
Yeah, he has good talent to work with.
It's not the easiest job in the world being the women's cricket coach of the United States team because of the sheer spread of the area you're dealing with. A lot of these cricketers, from what we've seen in this USA team, there's several of them from the Northern California area, maybe one or two from Seattle. They're also from Maryland, quite on the other side of the United States. I don't know if there are a few Floridians here. I don't have exactly where all of the players are from, but it's a massive land area you're dealing with.
But most of the time, if the cricketers are coming from Florida, they come from the Orlando area.
Which is where Chandapur is from.
Yeah, not really South Florida. South Florida would, of course, encompass Fort Lauderdale and Miami, although that major venue, the Central Broad Regional Park, is in South Florida. You find that there are a number of other areas in the country that cricket is a lot more popular. And these girls, well, Dingra has bowled 2 maidens, having said that.
What a great start here. And because of her bowling now, she's not, that's now 3 overs. They've scored 1 run off the last 18 deliveries here, Jamaica. So it's come to a standstill, and the run rate now, just to keep you up to date, as you can see there, 2.27. So Dingra's introduction here has been a massive tonic to the USA. 34 for 5 after 15 overs. And let's give you a little context here. After the first 5 overs, Jamaica were 18 for 2. After 10, they were 27 for 4. In the last 5 overs, Jamaica have added only 7 runs. And that's just gives you an indication of how good the USA have been. Not a bowling change. Leg spinner this time. A uni is in. They're going to get 1.
So Brian gets 1. And brings the Banks into strike now. It is getting progressively darker out there. And one hopes that the elements stay away and don't play spoil sport here in a clash where the United States have really come out and has done well. Kicking this one away, of course, pitched outside the leg stump. It was turning back into her, so she was safe. Brings a chuckle from Ramphal.
She's coming over the wicket here, and she is extracting a lot of turn. You will of course expect the wrist spinner to get more revolutions on the ball.
Playing away from her body. She's going to get at least 2 here. Well, she should. She's turned and she came back without even raising her head. And good old Brian was still at her crease. She responded though. She applauds Ebanks.
Not dealing well with the turn. That previous one where they got 2, she almost poked it into the hands of the second slip. The slip fielder there. And again.
Well, if Dingra can't take that, it was dropping short. No one can. Not even Vidya Ramphal.
Yeah, that's pretty short there. And, yeah, the ball's turning away from her. And she's just responding by following it and just trying to prod it away. But that's why the field is there, and it's almost into the hands of the fielder twice in this over. So on the wind the other way, wide this time. Yeah, you can see what she was trying to do, get it outside the off stump, turn it back into the batter, but she's waited 5 deliveries here to try to spring the one that goes the other way. Back
to a stock ball, which is the leg spinner, the big booming turn there. At the end of the over, we take a short break. The score is 35 for 7, 38 for 7, for 38 for 5, sorry. And that's the end of 16. Outside the off stump, and that one moving away there from Brian, who is rehearsing what she should have done, which is to get across if she is looking to play those sort of booming drives. Now, Dinga has seen that, and mid off goes right back on the long off boundary. Here she is again. So, Vidya, we're seeing young Dingra in action here in a T20 game. After 14 deliveries, she hasn't conceded a single run.
Yeah, and she's been challenging the defense of these Jamaica batters all the way through. Every ball that she's bowled could have hit the stumps here. One or two are just outside the off stump, but she's been challenging their defenses consistently.
Again, you can see her, and that's the first run. She spoils it. You can see her bending her back, looking to get something out of this track.
Good situation here for the USA, and they've been well led here by Kodali. Kodali, the most experienced of the players at international level. Mentioned that half of these players have played international cricket already for the USA. And the West Indies are made up of these 6 major territories where most of the players have come from. Always difficult to select sides from the different islands. The USA, with all the different states and a lot of cricket. I mean, you have a better view of the amount of cricket that's being played in the United States, and always difficult to pick a team.
It's always going to be difficult. Number of regions. Now that's a no ball. It was full. So it was not a front foot no ball, but she's going to have to contend now with the free hit. That's losing the plot a bit there, Dingra.
Yeah, it was a little bit dangerous there for Brian, who just didn't, maybe would have lost sight of it. You know, your eyes, after the ball leaves the bowler's arm, your eyes immediately flick down to where you expect the ball to come, and she lost sight of it completely. No harm done, though, with the free hit.
Yeah, you can see Brian just not keeping her eyes on the ball. She was just swinging. Pitched up, driven. That's a run. They're not going to press for 2.
Yeah, that one coming off the bat here, and finally Dingra conceding some runs off the bat. And 41 for 5. The run rate continues to hover around that 2.5 region here for Jamaica. And they still have 3 overs and 1 ball to go. And this spell by Dingra, along with the overs bowled by Badri Raju, certainly have put the brakes on the Jamaica scoring late in this the piece here. End of the over, and another very good over here from Dingra and Disha Dingra, and she has conceded only 3 runs of 18 deliveries. And after that, the end of her third over, Jamaica 41 for 5. The current run rate is 2.41. So matches on today in Diego Martin, as well as here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Later on today, it will be Trinidad and Tobago versus the Leeward Islands. That's a full toss, and that is well stopped on the boundary. That was not a difficult one, not an easy one to stop there, but well done by Lisa Ramjet, who's out there. I believe that is Ramjet who's made the stop. Haven't seen anything of her as a bowler yet. But we are told that does have some pace. leg spinner Iuni in action now from the southern end, and 5 runs conceded off those 7 deliveries she has bowled. USA Cricket going into a golden period here, as some have seen it. Windward Islands tour earlier this year was another element of that. A massive year for USA Cricket with their newly launched domestic pathway. And that is the Sister Mortgage Women's National Championship, Senior Women and Under 19, as well as the successful ICC T20 World Cup Americas qualifier in Mexico. Another full toss tugged away, and they should get only 1 this time. Actually, it was Aras out there that mistakenly would have said Ramjit. Ramjit is at long on. That was Giovanna Aras who's doing the fielding.
You know, around this time video, I will normally ask for an estimate of final score. I think they can probably get up to around 55, 60.
Yeah, right now, that looks a fairly long way off, because they're going along at less than 2.5 and over, with 2 overs still to go. It could be, they could be struggling to get to 50 right now.
This one tucked away. Well, someone downstairs in the dugout is yelling, "Get 3." They got 1.
We haven't had any 3s so far in this match. Seen a few doubles, very few. A lot of singles and a few boundaries also.
Well, the only trees we have down there are the apple trees. Again, just losing her shape, looking to play through the onside. And you can look at the Jamaican girls, and for, you know, they've tried their best here, but I think they still have a lot of technical work to do.
Yeah, a fair amount of technical work to do. A lot of the players we've seen, most of the runs have come on the leg side. Many of these players very much using a lot of bottom hand in their play. Most of them are trying to really take deliveries from outside of the off-stump, play it onto the leg side. So a fair amount of work to do here.
Well,
all
out
part
of
of the learning process.
Dingra, your good friend, is out of the attack after an impressive 3 overs, 2 maidens, none for 3. So she's out of the attack now.
Well, the skipper Kodali, who has also been very impressive, her 2 overs, 1 for 2. She's back into the attack here to bowl the penultimate over.
So she also has decent pace.
Taller player than Dingra.
Take nothing away from Dingra. She seems to be an integral part of this setup. She was excellent in the field. And now she is marshalling that short cover region. And the ball goes to the right of her.
Yeah, coming off the boundary there, Giovanna Aras, another one of these important players in the setup for the USA team. She bowled well earlier. And let's see how their batting is. We already have seen that their bowling is up to scratch. It's up to the level of this competition. Let's see how their batting will cope later on.
I want to add to that their fielding as well. Good carry by Kodali on that occasion. Just
Yeah,
1 lapse, I would think.
Yeah, just that. Yeah, look, a well-oiled unit here. As you pointed out, Jamaica, with all respect, of course, maybe not one of the stronger teams in the competition. They will be tested against the Windward Islands. That'll be an interesting matchup tomorrow when the USA take on the Windward Islands. They would have defeated them, as I mentioned, 3-1 in that series earlier. As for Jamaica, they're up against Guyana tomorrow right here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. And then they face Trinidad and Tobago in their 3rd match. The USA have bowled well here. They've kept everything on the offside, on that just about that hard length, and the Jamaica batters have been unable to do too much. They've been unable to do too much on the offside here. good delivery, almost squeezing through. And Ebanks didn't know too much about that, but it's a good delivery. And just one run conceded in that over by Kodali. And the end of the 19th over, 45 for 5. And Jamaica struggling to get to 50 here. They were 35 for 5 after 15 overs. So they've gotten 10 runs. Well, they've gotten, I think it's about 10 runs in the last 5 overs. So Jamaica really struggling here. The current run rate, 2.34. There is Paul, who started off things with that 4 for spell, 1 for 4. And she started the ball rolling here for the USA.
Yeah, just to bring you up to date with the other game that is in progress right now, and that's at the Diego Martin Regional Complex. Barbados 62. So Guyana will be chasing 63. Runs are at a premium today. Video.
Certainly it seems that way. Early days yet in the competition as the teams get used to the surface. Remember, none of them have played on the surface bar Trinidad and Tobago, of course. At least we hope they have been able to practice on the surface. So as they get used to it, you might see some more runs being scored in this competition. Well, Gila will continue here.
Trinidad and Tobago girls have been using the National Cricket Center. Good delivery.
And she started well again here for Gila. Just 1 for 6 in those 3 overs before that. And just like all of these USA bowlers, very, very tight in terms of their line and length.
He banks 7 of 33. Brian 6 of 24. So as Vidya Ramphal was saying, 50 could be a struggle. This is sliced away though, wide off mid-off into the boundary for 4. And I think that's the 3rd boundary in the innings, Vidya.
What do I know? 50 is very much. We haven't seen too many boundaries. That was the best of them.
Yeah, Virgilia has been very expensive. She has conceded 10 runs in a 4th over. That has been the context of what we've seen today. Here's Virgilia. Driving of the back foot down to long off. So, the previous delivery, she got width on offer and was able to take advantage.
And the 50 is now up. So here it is. They have gotten to 50 with 3 deliveries, so 55 might be on the cards. Who knows?
So technical guru Jason Passad ensured that it was Vidya Ramphal who had to say the 50.
Well, take out the word technical. He's guru, just to start with that. He is the guru.
So up to 50, the Jamaicans would be pleased about that. And they will take heart in the fact that the Barbadians got 62 against Guyana.
Between these two, they faced 61 deliveries and they've scored 18 runs off the bat. That's a measure of how much they've struggled against these USA bowlers.
So that's it. That's after 20, 50 for 5. Brian 11. She would have top scored. He banks 7 not out of 36. Vagila ends a fine spell, 1 for 11 of 4. And I dare say that the United States of America has done well in this opening encounter. After further comment from Vidya Ramphal, we take a short break. We'll be right back.
17 extras in that total of 50. Brian top scores with 11. Gordon got 8, but all in all, it has been an unsatisfactory performance with the bat here by Jamaica. They will have it all to do, and their bowlers have to do the business now. And applause there from the West Indies legend, Shivnarine Chandapal, and I'm sure he's very pleased. Yeah, he is. A big smile on his face as he sees his USA team come in. They have restricted Jamaica to 50 for 5 in their 20 overs. So, great work there for the USA. We'll resume with the run chase in just a short bit. So there we've seen the start of the USA run chaser, chasing 51 for victory. Jamaica getting to 50 for 5 in their 20 overs here at the CWI Women's Under-19 Rising Stars T20. And we immediately have a slow up here in the game because that ball came off the helmet of Dingra, the opening batter for the USA. And as a result, there will be a concussion check taking place. So the concussion check has been done, and yes, and she has been ruled okay to continue here. So the first delivery from Wilmot, Kate Wilmot, hitting the batter on the helmet, Dingra. So the concussion check done there. So Mulapadi is at the non-striker's end, and there's Dingra on the right-hand side of the two batters. Smile on her face. She's okay, and they're ready to continue here. So the USA very impressive in their start as they restricted Jamaica to 50 for 5 and 27 for 4 at the end of 10 overs, and a laborious partnership for the 6th wicket. Ebanks getting to 7, Brian 11, and immediately there's a slow up here in the game. So the USA very much favorites here to go on to win this one. And Dingra and Mulapadi have started off here already. Just one ball bowled, as you can see. And the umpire just ensuring that everything is ready to start here. Wondering what the hold-up is. The physio came on. She examined Dingra, and she told the umpire after that, yes, she's okay to continue. But the umpire just holding his hands up. It seems to be in frustration at a little bit of a hold-up here. I'm not sure what it is, but I think they will have to change the helmet. Yeah, that's it. They are just getting the helmet organized right now. Shivnarayan Chandapal just off the field. There may have been the helmet may have gotten, I think it's the side of the grill. Yeah, the side of the grill is what may have happened here. So in the meantime, yeah, as you can see there, the Jamaica players just discussing what happened, and just discovering that she just seemed to duck into it. There's what's happening now. That's why there's a hold-up in play, and Shivnarayan Chandapal was just making an adjustment to the helmet, and Dingra is going to wear this one, put it back on. Yeah, there she is. Making sure it fits right, getting the chin strap there. Everything's okay. And she looks okay to continue. She had a very good spell earlier. Didn't concede a run until late in her 3rd over. So, impressive start from the USA. Dingra very much part of that. The officials just making sure that she's okay to continue. Few more adjustments being made here to the apparel and the equipment of Dingra. The umpires in consultation with the match referee. Just to mention, the match referee today is the former West Indies captain, Stephanie Power, who's officiating in her first international. Stephanie Power, she would have been part of the West Indies team that was at the World Cup in 1993-97. She was the captain of the West Indies women's team for 2005, Stephanie Power. And now we're ready to resume. And a rather long hold up there after the opening batter for the United States. Dingra ducked into that shorter delivery from Wilmot.
Yeah, Wilmot fighting back. So it's She knows that she knows that she has to be aggressive because they're defending a very small target. She has some pace. They're going to force it off the back foot.
She's athletic looking, isn't she, Wilmot? And she is one of the two Wilmot sisters, Kate and Cade. Cade was actually who went earlier. Kate was dismissed earlier for one ball by Vagila. Showing off what she can do with the ball now.
Oh, that's a very good delivery, angling into the right-hander. So the United States will have their work cut out for them, it seems, here with Wilmot.
Never know until you see both teams battle the pitch, do you? And good start here for Jamaica. They're up for this. And if we know anything about any Jamaican teams over the years, that their defeat is never part of their vocabulary.
It's never an option for them, and that's good. So there, let's go through the field. First slip, backward point, cover point, cover mid-off, and full delivery. Nice bowling action. So what Jamaica needs to do here is to strike, and strike early.
First couple of blows. If you're in any sort of a fight, you want to land the first blow, or at least the first couple of them.
Oh, that's a good delivery. So Wilmot has been impressive here in response.
Yeah, she certainly has been, and she will want to put her name up as one of those to be part of that West Indies team at the inaugural ICC Women's World Cup in South Africa in January. And I'm sure she'll want to be playing against the USA in early August in Lauderdale, Florida.
Right away, down to mid-wicket. This should go into the boundary for 4, and it does. So getting the last laugh, so to speak, there was Dingra.
Good start here for the USA, but also a pretty impressive start here for Wilmot with the ball. Just erring a bit too short that time and punished for it, but nothing wrong with what she was doing before that. There is Cade Wilmot. That's the other one of the Wilmot girls here for the tournament. So there are 2 Wilmots and 2 Gordons out there for Jamaica. I hope we're not confusing you totally. Tash Gay Gordon, opening batter, and Brianna Gordon, the other Gordon out there today. So here's one of the other opening batter for the USA, Mulapadi, who is going to be doing her thing at the other end. She's batting at the southern end of the ground. Certainly one of the smaller of the USA players that we've seen here today. That certainly will affect the length that Campbell will be bowling at her. Campbell is on the attack now from the northern end of the ground. There's also the left armer Plummer still to come here for Jamaica. A run this time, and the Jamaicans are very energetic in the field. We're seeing that immediately as they start off here. And the field here for Campbell, Campbell. Slip in place, backward point. Won't get the run again. Fielder in that square leg position and the mid-wicket position. Mid-on and a mid-off in place. Cover point also here for Jamaica. And a long off. They're applying the pressure here in the field early, Jamaica, and a couple of breakthroughs here should certainly put the USA team under pressure. And the USA started off this tournament by showing a very high standard of fielding. Jamaica doing the same at the moment. Oh, that's close. Oh, that was very, very close. Jamaica thought they had the first wicket, maybe slightly. The umpire got that perfectly right, just outside the leg stump. Well, yeah, that's a wide. She just dragged that down, released it very, very late, and pulled it down. I think she is suggesting that there might be a little bit of moisture on offer here, just on the outside. So, ball just slipping out of the fingers there of Campbell. A smile on her face, and I think they have a rag out there which they would need to just keep the ball a bit dry. Also slipped away and straight to the fielder. It is going to be a no ball. So, oh, she's upset, very, very upset, Wilmots, who took the catch. But it was a no ball. That one slipped out. Certainly a dangerous delivery there. Not intentional in any way. That one just seemed to slip out. Pulled away, and that's going to go for 4. That's a boundary here for the USA, and they're off to a fine start here. 10. Nice shot there by Mulapudi. Bit wide there that time by Campbell, but straight to the fielder. And the USA 10 without loss after 2 overs. So a good start here for them. Boundaries in both overs. So it's going to be the impressive Kate Wilmot to continue from the southern end. And she bowled the first over, just the boundary at the end of the first over. And can she get the breakthrough here? She's looking to get a breakthrough, which would certainly set a few alarm bells ringing in the USA camp. Straight to the fielder, no run. And there's a lot of energy out there for Jamaica. You might be picking it up in terms of the clapping, and they certainly are up for this Jamaica. And the USA know they're in a contest here. But 1 or 2 ordinary deliveries have put the USA out in front here, 10 without loss after only 13 balls of the innings. Despite all of the energy, if anything, the Jamaicans have been a little bit indisciplined here. That's the first bad delivery we've seen from Wilmot. A full toss, and perhaps Dhingra could have done a little bit better with that to put that away. Jamaica will play Guyana tomorrow. They will face TNT on their next match, as they play 3 matches within the first 4 days of the tournament. Ball, that went straight through. Great delivery from Wilmots. Took the off stump, and Dhingra is gone. She's out. after a good start here. First wicket down for 10. So Sai Gonzalez is the new batter for the USA, and Gonzalez heading out there to do battle now. And a quick delivery there to start off from Wilmot. Took the off stump, and she is now with her tail up here. And the USA, if they thought this was going to be an easy run in the competition after they restricted Jamaica to 50 for 5, it's not going to be easy at all. Just to remind you, in the other game, Barbados against Guyana, Barbados restricted to 62. So that one also a low-scoring affair. Another good delivery here from Wilmots, as after playing Trinidad and Tobago in their third game on the 9th of July, Jamaica will then face the Leeward Islands on the 10th, Windward Islands on the 11th, and Barbados on the 12th. So fairly difficult schedule here for Jamaica. It's quite a congested schedule in this CWI Women's Under-19 Rising Stars T20 Championships. 4 matches in 4 days for Jamaica at the back end of the tournament. Yeah, the pace of Wilmot certainly worrying the USA batters here. Turn on to the onside this time. And great opportunity for the ladies. Anne Brown-John, the lead selector of Cricket West Indies, described it as an opportunity for girls to develop and have place to show off their skills. And also a great opportunity for them to be part of the West Indies Under-19 Rising Stars and the West Indies senior team. Great opportunity for them to show what they're made of and attract the attention of the selectors at the higher level. Impressive start here from Wilmots. What a fine athlete she looks like. Shorter this time. The keeper doesn't gather, and they will get a run. Buys is the signal from the umpire. And wide, in fact, sorry. Didn't see the other hand. Wide is the signal. So 11 for 1. And the USA women's team, by comparison, Jamaica only brought up their 11th run in the 4th over of the game. That's how difficult it was for them at the early start. So the USA slightly ahead here. Still a lot to go here. 40 runs still to be had for the USA. Wilmot's changing the angle. She's coming around the wicket to Mulapudi. Another wide. So seen a rash of extras here. 17 extras in the USA innings to Jamaica, and already we've had a couple of extras here benefiting the USA total. Is there an injury here? And I think that Wilmots is down here for a moment. Yeah, just seemed to have she was just holding the front of her abdominal area, and she's still holding on to it with the right hand this time. Yeah, still just holding on to that abdominal area. Just trying to sort herself out before she bowls the final ball of her second over. Another good delivery here. Well played by Gonzalez, who is facing her 4th delivery. So the end of 3 overs. At the end of it, the USA are 13 for 1, losing the wicket of Dingra in that first over, and for the addition of 3 runs. And Wilmot is down just outside of your picture there for the moment. And as the two USA batters talk about it, there's Wilmot on the ground. So another hold up here. And the Jamaica medical staff on their way out. And not sure if it's extremely serious. But there is some abdominal cramp, perhaps a stomach bug, maybe. Wilmot's there's some water out here at the moment. I think she might be coming off here, Kate Wilmot. Kate and Cade, and there's Cade walking after Kate, just to find out if she's okay. Just having a inquiring word, and she seems to be okay, at least for the moment. But she is coming off. Yeah, and she has been replaced. So there is a substitute on here for Jamaica, and just to identify the substitute for you in a moment. But Jamaica have brought on a substitute. It is, let's see, Kerry-Ann Spencer is on. So Spencer is on for Jamaica. Well, we hope that won't be the end of her participation in the game, but Kate Wilmots is off, and is going to take a little bit of a break here. Hopefully she will be able to continue in this game, but that's end of it for now. That might be a massive loss here for Jamaica, because she was bowling very well. She took the wicket of Dingra, and let's see how the game progresses now. It's back to Campbell, who had a little period in that first over where she bowled one extremely wide delivery, then one slipped out and almost hit the batter. Hopefully she's gotten herself together here, and with the loss of her strike bowling partner at the other end, certainly they would want to see Campbell firing at her best here. Not sure what the hold-up was for, but it appeared as though that there was some talk still taking place around the field. She lost her run up there, but still decided to bowl anyway, Campbell. Yeah, I think she's not happy with something. She's talking to the player way to her right. That's I think that is that Spencer who's come on? Ambitious appeal there for LBW. Mulapati just trying to guide that into the onside, and the onside fielders include forward square leg. There's also a mid wicket and a mid on, so fairly well protected. Yeah, she's staying on the crease here, and this Brian Lara Cricket Academy pitch do tend to get some movement. There's also a possibility of the ball moving away late here with the cross breeze here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Yeah, it's slipped out again. Third delivery like that for Campbell, who is not finding her best form here with the ball. Yeah, she's still not happy with her grip. Still rubbing her hands on her track bottoms. Yeah, just trying to get her hands dry enough. And for the second time in the over, she has lost her run up. So it's not looking good here for Jamaica at the moment. Got the wicket, but they've lost Wilmot, and now Campbell is struggling at the other end. Another wide delivery. So the extras are racking up here for the USA. And that is 8 extras already. So outside of the 2 boundaries that we've had for the USA, nothing else off the bat. Well, toss. This will be a run off the bat here. And Mulapati moves on to 5. USA women, 17 for 1. We're inside the 4th over. It's been another untidy over from Campbell, who's into her second over now. Another part of the preparation for the USA, Nadia Grooney, the USA's cricket board member, has been talking about this particular tournament. And she's also the Women's and Girls Committee chair. She said that this tournament was an important part of the USA's preparation for the first Under-19 Cricket World Cup, which is due to take place in South Africa in January. And she talked about the continuing evolution of the relationship between Cricket USA and Cricket West Indies. So that is going to be the end of Campbell's second over, and at the end of it, 17 for 1. 17 for 1, the USA, just 4 runs in the over, and they have been able to pick up, and the USA looking tidy here at the start of this one, and it looks like Wilmots will be back on. Seems to have gotten sorted out. There she is coming in, and Spencer departs. So 17 for 1 at the end of 4 overs, and the USA doing battle with Jamaica in the second game of the Cricket West Indies Women's Under-19 Rising Stars T20 Championship here at the magnificent Brian Lara Cricket Academy. And TNT, the home team and the defending champions, they will be taking on the Leeward Islands in the second game. That starts at 2:30 p.m. News coming across the region. Big congratulations, of course, to the West Indies legend Sir Vivian Richards, who received the Order of the Caribbean Community on the weekend. Legendary West Indies captain received the accolade at the 43rd CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Suriname on Sunday. Congratulations to him. And certainly Sir Vivian Richards, one of the greatest batsmen in the history of cricket, won the World Cup with the West Indies 1975 and 79. 121 test matches and 187 ODIs. 8,540 test runs, 24 centuries in there. 6,721 runs and 11 ODI hundreds. So Wilmots has continued here, and she's just pulling out. Wonder perhaps seems to have been sorted out now. Maybe a little bit of indigestion. Some Andrews liver salts would certainly deal with that. That's what I would use anyway. So Mulapady has been certainly one of the smaller players on the USA team. She's just going to work it away. When the bad ball comes, she's working it away. Not a power player by any means. I think you'll see any massive hits. She has hit a boundary already, so she does time the ball very well. Outside the leg stump. Very ambitious there from Wilmots. That one landed outside the leg stump and hit. If not more. That's going to be a wide, and she hasn't come back in the way that she was. Definitely that stomach ailment, whatever it was, that abdominal area certainly is affecting her. And while she has shaken it off, she hasn't settled down just yet, Wilmot. And she's also being disturbed by that little tuft of, you can see it there, that just to the right of the pitch. Maybe as she's planting her front foot, just slipping slightly. She removed a few bits of debris as she went back to her mark. Yeah, it certainly is. She hasn't come back the same at all. That one a no ball. Too high over the head of the batter. That's going to be a free hit. So the Jamaica team, they get themselves organized here. Wilmot going off after her last over. Campbell at the other end looks a bit unsettled. And they have been restricted to 50 for 5 in their innings here. So they're still looking buoyant. They're still looking bouncy out there, Jamaica. They have to continue to believe they can still pull this off. Need some wickets, though. Well, Malapati was actually halfway down the track, and the non-striker, Gonzalez, never moved. It's one of those difficult ones where the ball is played towards the extra cover region, and they're not quite sure. Luckily, she was able to get back to her crease, the opening batter for the USA. Struck on the pad again, outside the leg stump. The appeal mainly coming from behind the stumps. End of the over, 5 overs gone, and the USA women's under-19 team are 19 for 1. So the USA need 31 runs off 91 deliveries. That's no problem. Malapati on 5. Gonzalez has just faced the 6 deliveries. She's on 1. And the USA women's team 20 for 1 after 5 overs. Jamaica were 18 for 2 at the similar period in the game. But they slowed down. Their scoring rate certainly slowed down. Over the next 5 overs, Jamaica would only get 9 runs. Let's see how the USA fare over the next 5 overs. Here's the captain, Diaz, to bowl her first over from the northern end. And you could have told that immediately as she started off that there was a problem. And she's calling for, well, she's calling the long on fielder into the circle here. I think that's what the change is. And the Jamaica captain, Jonel Diaz, bowling from the northern end of the ground. Yeah, there is a problem now. Now she's gone over towards the umpire and just having a bit of a talk here. Not sure what it's about, but the two umpires now conferring. Well, she's now stepping away, and the umpires have finished their mini conference. And Diaz seems to be okay and ready to continue. Diaz would have been one of the 3 Jamaica players who would have been here in Trinidad for the 2019 tournament. Jamaica returning to the under-19 setup after 10 years. Wide outside the off stump, not wide enough to be called a wide. Yeah, she has a fairly unusual run-up here, Diaz. And there is a slight zigzag in her run-up just as she is behind the umpire. You might pick it up here as she's coming in. There it is. Good delivery. Testing one outside the off stump. And Malapati is just content to play from the crease. 5 of 18 deliveries. But she is holding up one end here for the USA. The problem is Gonzalez hasn't had much of a look, has she? 1 run of 6 deliveries. Straight to the fielder, no run. So Jamaica have been good in the field so far. Been some indifferent moments with the ball, but it has gone well. Maybe not quite as bubbly as they were at the start. Place this one on the onside. We'll get 1. And that's to Wilmot again, who's out there. That is Cade Wilmot. So we have the 2 Wilmot sisters. One's right-handed and the other is left-handed. And we say hello and welcome back to Vinod Bamchan. How are you, Vinod?
Thanks a lot, Vidya. I'm good. Sticking in this lovely day of cricket here at the Lara Cricket Academy.
Tell me you've been sampling lunch early, have you?
I've been attending, as you love to put it, the matters of state. Good delivery, cut away. Bat speed saving the day. On that occasion there for Molapadi.
Yes, bat speed is not a problem for her. It's just she's not coming forward at all. She's just content to play from the crease.
That was very close to cut. I'm looking though at theirs, and I think her coaches would want to do some work with her run up. Yeah, I remember Shannon Gabriel when he started his career. He had a similar type run up where the momentum was never forward. It was always sideways. Let's have a good look at her. Yeah, you can see it here. And those things could become bad habits. That's difficult to change as they get older.
Yeah, it certainly does. Now that, she just seems to zigzag as she approaches the umpire. And that sideways movement certainly will work against you getting a maximum pace. 22 for 1 at the end of 5 overs. That should be 6 overs, in fact. 6 overs, 22 for 1. So one Wilmot is going to replace the other. It's now Cade Wilmot, who, from what I saw there, I think she's left-handed. Yeah, she is left-handed. So she's going to bowl left arm round the wicket here. Yeah, she is left-handed. There are 2 left-handers in the Jamaica side. Plummer, who we might also see later on. She's also a left-armer.
So the Jamaicans will find it difficult to fight back from this position. Wilmot has to strike, and strike now.
Well, they should have struck there because that was definitely a chance. And it carried to the fielder, well, who I think you could say that she's done well to make the stop here, but that really should have been caught.
Well, it was a dead ball. I don't know for what reason, but he called that ball before she delivered. So you can see the replay on that.
Maybe some late movement on the field. A few of the bowlers have already pulled out of their run-ups because there were some late adjustments. There was someone still talking on the field.
I think I saw the problem there. The umpire did not inform the batter that Wilmot was bowling left arm
That's, yeah.
round the wicket. So that was the umpire's fault, unfortunately. Well, that's going to be Wilmot's fault now, because that's down the leg side.
Yeah, just seeing something here as Wilmot left arm. She's trying to stay as close to the wicket as possible, but as she approaches the umpire, she just kind of pulls the right arm in to avoid hitting the umpire, and that's she's losing momentum as she does that. So that's something she'll have to work out.
Definitely too many things to think about when you should be focusing on where you want to put the ball. Let's see how she does it. Yeah, she's bold, playing right across the line there, Gonzalez, and she has to leave for two.
Here from Wilmot, and the Wilmot girls are doing the business. But the batter had played all round that, and that is 2 wickets down here for the USA. And Gonzalez gone for 2. Mulapati is still there on 6 of 21 deliveries.
Well, you called it video. You said that she needed to strike and strike now, and that's exactly what she did. Is there a fight back to come here? Still 28 runs. A lot of balls to get it in, but you never know.
Yeah, a couple more wickets, and it could tilt the balance once again towards this Jamaica team. They are definitely behind the 8 ball at the moment, with only 28 runs required of 84 deliveries. But these 2 Wilmot girls, they will never say die, would they? They're fighting away for the moment for Jamaica.
They're fighting for their country, and this is what you want to see. Looking resplendent out there, the Jamaicans in their Stonehill gear. This time too short.
USA vice captain out there for the team now, and big innings facing her here as they are to get this 51 runs for victory. And it would be a good start for the USA because they have some. They have to play the Windward Islands, Barbados, Leeward's next. I'm sure they would come into this tournament thinking that they have a genuine shot to win this title, which would be a great fillip for their cricket, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. This is better length. Well, the line probably just off. The umpire, after careful consideration, signaling that as a wide. And Cade Wilmot. So the weather has stayed very nice today.
Another wide this time. Let's watch that go from Wilmot's here, and I think that adjustment, she's not for the first time. We've seen a bowler from Jamaica complain about the grip of the ball here, and there might be a little bit of every now and again we get a slight sprinkle from the weather, and I don't see any of the Jamaica players out there with the rag. That's what they certainly need out there right now.
A dear friend of mine normally describes the rag as a drying agent. Outside the off stump, allowed to go by.
It's more like a secret agent right now because it's not there. Anika Kolan discovered her passion for cricket pretty much as you did, Vinod, in her garage. So parents and brothers were there bowling at her. She discovered she loved the game and decided to take it up as a serious sport, and here she is here playing in the West Indies.
And she's representing her country. She's back and plays this nicely. You can see her just waiting on that one. So the Jamaicans, they are very eager out there. They haven't dropped their heads, and that is important.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Kolan hasn't. She usually bats in the top 3, batting at 4 here today, and has represented San Ramon Cricket Academy and Major League Cricket Academy in the U.S. domestic circuit.
Not a wide.
Yeah, the extras really are piling up now. 14 extras of that 26 runs the USA have gotten. 14 have come from extras.
Just imagine that. It could have easily been 12 for 2. Too short. Comfortable play there by young Kolan, the garage cricketer. According to Ramphal, just received a call from North Carolina from Ritesh Patel, who's the owner of the Samp Army franchise, and he has invested a lot in women's cricket across there as well. He says that he's very happy with what he's seeing here at the moment. That's another wide. And
yeah, it's very similar to all of the others we've seen. And along that same line here, and she has to get this organized because she's definitely slowing up. Her run-up takes her in towards the umpire, then slightly outwards. So that's where it's all going wrong for her in that small period of adjustment.
Kolan looks a compact batter. Seems very balanced at the crease as well. Well played. You can see her immediately picking up the line with her back leg and getting in line to play it on the offside. The end of the over, they did score at the Lara Cricket Academy. The United States women, they're 27 for 2. They need a further 24, and they will claim their first victory.
5 runs scored in that over, and they all came from extras. So that's how long that over was there from the young bowler, Wilmot. So we've seen both of the Wilmot girls bowl today. We've seen Campbell and Diaz, and all of them have struggled with their run-ups. Not sure how much cricket they have been playing recently, but we're going to see once again here. Yeah, this is Joel Diaz who's going to continue. This 1 run coming off that delivery. So 24 runs needed off 79 deliveries. This should be easy here for the USA, but as we say that, Jamaica are still fighting very much here. Power play over. USA getting 27 runs off it. Jamaica got 21 for 2 off their power play. Another wide. That is the 17th extra of the innings here. And Jamaica really have, I mean, the USA were generous. They also got 17 extras. But now Jamaica have done so in only 7.1 overs.
Yeah, they've been really tardy in that aspect of their play. And you're getting the feeling that once they can get a wicket or 2 here, they can bounce right back into this contest. I like the look of Colando. Seems to love to play through the offside. Seems a back foot player.
In contrast to what we've seen from many of the players so far who favor playing on the onside, she's very, very strong on the offside here, Kolan. And I think those sessions in the garage with her dad and her brothers Certainly has worked well for her.
Well, who knows? There was probably a car parked on her own side. She's driving through the covers nicely, and this will go for 4. Lovely shot. A bit of sheer hope in that.
Yeah, it's best shot we've seen for the day here. That was nicely.
Batters see full tosses and they look to their eyes lit up. And on that occasion, she was just allowing it to come onto her. She eased onto that front foot. I was able to get 4. I'll give her a lot of confidence. She's just come in. Kolan, she's on 4. Out court of a no ball.
Second time we've seen that in the innings here. Another one slipping out here. And
the free hit coming up. Just 17 runs required for victory. Jamaica will find it very difficult to come back from this position. Driving, and she's out caught, but you remember it's a free hit. So, caught twice of 2 deliveries.
neither counts.
Change in the field as Midoff goes right back on the boundary. She's pretty wide. Short delivery, but committed onto the front foot there was Kolan. By the time she adjusted, it had built height on her. Strikes her on the glove.
There's Wilmot. We might see her coming in to play once again. She's already bowled 2 overs. Looked a little bit indifferent in the second over, though.
So it's the end of the over, the end of 7, 35 for 2. So we're back. Another short delivery. And played away on the offside by Kolan.
So Wilmot continues here. This is Cade Wilmot. We saw a shot of Kate Wilmot just a few seconds ago. And she's back on the field. She bowled here second over at 5 wides in the last over from Wilmot here. And she's going to have to make some corrections. I wonder if she mightn't be better advised to bowl over the wicket instead of round the wicket, because she has, she's, as you pointed out off the air, Vinod, that as she passes, she gets to the umpire, she just stops in her delivery stride and then accelerates down the pitch. So I think she's losing momentum and any sort of pace that she can put into this delivery from that action.
Short cutaway, And a misfield at cover. Just one. In fact, they're going to come back for two. So that's two more to the good there for the United States. But a short delivery. Yeah, you're quite right there, Vidya. I think what she should do is to go over the wicket and use the natural angle. Get that delivery to go across the right-handers. Look to put a slip in place and a short third man for the shots that Kolan is trying to play. Because Kolan is going to play off the back foot, and any little deviation could have her in problems.
One thing the USA have not done here very well is that they haven't turned over the strike at all well. There have been very few singles. The majority of the runs have come from boundaries here. Just to remind you, 18 runs have already come from extras, 18 of the 37. So just under half of the runs have already come from extras here for the USA. That's something that these young batters will certainly have to learn as their careers progress. Certainly doesn't look flustered, does she, Kolan? Is content. She knows that it's just 14 runs remaining of 68 deliveries, so she's getting the opportunity to bat here in Trinidad. Don't think she's ever played here before. She has played in the northern part of the Caribbean.
News coming to hand from Diego Martin in the West is that Guyana has defeated Barbados by 9 wickets in the game 1 of the tournament, the CWI Rising Stars tournament. Naomi Baruki and skipper Ashmini Munisar finished on unbeaten knocks of 25 not out and 14 not out to take their team to victory. Congratulations to Guyana.
Yeah, Srini Munisar actually played for Guyana in the recently concluded Super 50 competition there. So she is one of those players who has progressed from the under-19s to the senior Guyana team. So, and certainly she showed her experience there, and coming up at that level and getting the win for her team. So congratulations, as you said, to Guyana. They're off to a fine start. Which one of these teams will get a similar start here?
Well,
now heavily in favor of the USA.
Yeah, I think it's heavily in favor of the United States at the moment. 37 for 2. Brian is going to take up the attack now from the media center end. And she's bowling to Mulapati, who has not been facing for quite a while. Kolan has been in there. She has eaten up 17 deliveries for her 7. Mulapati, 22 for her 7. But just 14 runs required, and you would, at this point in time, you would favor the United States to go on. Here's Brian with a hop, skip, and a jump, and that delivery bouncing twice before it got to the wicketkeeper.
Diaz is going to make a change in the field. She's pulled the extra cover out and has plugged a bit of a gap here. Well, Wilmots, who looks like, I think she should have been at the Carifta games because she's quite a sprinter. Look at how she's moving around in the field. She's gone out towards that forward square leg position.
Well, that should be a no ball. Song away. Mulapati takes 1. Let's wait on the umpire.
Yeah, she did in fact already signal the no ball, as she is just confirming.
So it's going to be Kolan to face now. That's a good delivery.
Yeah, this is where the USA will have to improve deliveries like that, where, yes, it's a good delivery, but if you can work it into the gaps, you're going to pick up the runs. That's, as I mentioned, it's not what they've done well
But isn't that what their head coach did successfully during his career?
Exactly. So
he's the right man in.
well, he's only been there for 3 days, so we'll give him a little bit of time.
We'll give him 2 more days.
We'll give him 2 more days at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Shiv Chandapal taking over the reins, and he has with him here in Trinidad and Tobago as his assistant, Keshava Ramphal, the former Trinidad and Tobago under 15 coach.
No relation.
No relation to Vidya Ramphal. Short, pulled away, and that's 4. Kolan taking advantage of a very short delivery.
Yeah. And there is the USA flag very proudly. And there are quite a few more in the stands, I understand, Vinod. A few of the parents are here. And that is the end of the halfway break here, 42 for 2.
So it's a left-handed plumber. She will look to stop the leak of runs, and she has. Plummer strikes with a very first delivery. Mullapudi. Pulling Plummer.
Gordon who's taken the catch there, and yeah, she's taken it well because well, seemed to be dropping late on her, Gordon, but she did well to hold on to it, and she just seemed to trap it between her body and the ground itself. So Gordon taking the catch, and that's the third wicket down here
Vagila goes in
for the USA.
Sorry, Vidya. Vagila goes in now. 42 for 3.
And the DJ just trying to encourage the Jamaican team by playing a little bit of reggae in the background, as you might be hearing.
Is that the great Chronics in the background there, Vidya?
Yeah, I think it is. As identified by the guru. This man who knows all things, Jason Passad. He's a bit sad these days because his idol, Cristiano Ronaldo, is leaving Manchester United.
Well, he's saying
he says no, but Ronaldo's saying yes.
He's asked to move. I heard that yesterday. Down the leg side. Signal wide.
19 to extra in the innings here. And the USA closing in on victory. This will be, for them, their 4th victory in the Caribbean for the year in 5 games. Great record.
So Vakila is out there at the moment, looking to get off the mark. Oh, that's a good shot down to a deep mid wicket. They're going to come back for 2. In fact, it goes through the field and into the boundary for 4.
Yeah, missed the field.
So Vagila seems as if she wants to end this thing quickly here. Short again, a similar type shot. Let's see. The long barrier comes into effect.
Yeah, that time she learned a lesson after the first one. Just 3 runs needed now for the USA to complete a 7-wicket victory. And that would certainly be a victory that would surprise many in the Caribbean that may not be used to be seeing a USA under-19 team. But after that string of victories against the Windward Islands, it was always going to be possible that the USA would spring a couple of surprises. But still, a lot of question marks about both teams as we approach the end of this game.
Vakila seems to be one of those players who likes to get on with it. Kolan here has been in for quite a while. And for the most part, she has been solid, but she needs to learn to turn the strike around, as Vidya has been saying. Looking to drive. That left leg nowhere close to that. And it's the end of the over. At the end of it, 48 for 3. United States, they require a further 3 runs.
Yeah, 6 runs coming off that over, and they've started to accelerate. Just to give you by comparison, Jamaica got their 48th run in the 20th over. So the USA significantly ahead. They've gone along at 4.36 and over. Nothing wrong with that. For Jamaica, as they come up to their second game tomorrow against Guyana, they will certainly have to up the tempo in their batting, because given that Guyana batting as we've seen in the match today, how quickly they wrapped up victory there. They will be a formidable opponent to Jamaica tomorrow. That one bounced twice before it got to the keeper, and that's wide down the leg side. So just 2 runs remaining now for the USA of 55 deliveries. This will certainly be a crushing victory for them, and it'll be a great start to the coaching career of Shivnarine Chandapal. Imagine that, 3 days into your tenure, you've already had a victory. That could have been the winning runs there. That should have been put away. It was a short delivery and straight to Wilmot. So Jamaica will have to take a real hard look at themselves here. And certainly giving away 20 extras in a chase of 51 is not going to be good enough for them. That should be it. Yes, it is. That's the winning runs there. The USA have run out winners here by 7 wickets over Jamaica in game number 2 of the cricket. Women's under-19 team has its first victory. Congratulations to the USA. The Stars and Stripes showing off prominently here at the Lara Cricket Academy, and the USA team going to greet their opponents today. Big victory for them over Jamaica, and they will cause a few alarms through the tournament with this victory.
Yeah, they've shown that a lot of eyeballs will be now pointed in their direction after this very clinical and efficient victory. And congratulations to the United States. Congratulations to head coach Shivnarine Chandapal. He has made a winning start. So the USA getting the better of Jamaica by 7 wickets. And down in Diego Martin, we saw a 9-wicket victory by Guyana, of where Shivnarine Chandapal is from. And they got that victory over Barbados. Wonderful indeed. And we're going to take a break. Remember to join us at 2:30 in the afternoon for Trinidad and Tobago against the Leeward Islands right here at the Lara Cricket Academy.